Hi, it's Chris Barrow here. My story with Practice Plan actually goes back to 1993, and the significance of that is that that's actually 3 years before Practice Plan as a company was founded. And not a lot of people know this, but I used to work in an office in central Manchester opposite an independent financial advisor by the name of John Tinsley. And I remember him coming into the office one afternoon and sitting down and talking to me about the fact that he'd just visited some clients of his, some dentists down in the West Midlands, and he'd been having a look at the way that they ran their business, and they'd been talking about membership plans. And he said, I had a fantastic conversation with this client. I was the pension advisor, but I think that they've got a really good idea, and it's something that I'm motivated about. And I of course said to John, well, good bully for you, and I carried on doing what I was doing. And actually 3 years later, it was John and Jan Tinsley that opened Practice Plan as a company, and I already knew them. So they were friends before the company existed, but that began what has turned out to be a 22-year relationship with the company, which of course has gone through many iterations and changes since then to grow into the company that it is today. And I have to say, I've been very fortunate, very privileged to be able to, in a way, share that journey with them, because 1996 for me was also the first year that I started working with dentists as a business consultant. So we've shared that journey. And I'm still here. I'm still speaking for Practice Plan whenever I get the invitation. I will still support them as much as I possibly can, and I do still recommend them to my clients. I still get emails from people saying, where should I go? And I have to say that Practice Plan is always my first choice, and that's not because there's any commercial relationship between us. There isn't. It's just because it's the right advice for the client. So why do I say that? Well, I'm going to be a little bit controversial here and say a plan is a plan is a plan. It's a structure, it's a system, it's a way of collecting money and delivering a service. But I think that what Practice Plan have maintained through their history and through their own incredibly successful growth as an organisation, they've maintained the human touch. And for me, Practice Plan feels as much a family in 2018 as it did in 1996, even though all the people are different and even though it's an incredibly different organisation. Somehow or other, and you know what, I wish I could bottle it, I wish I could get it in a spray, somehow or other they have managed to maintain a spirit of humanity. And that spirit of humanity manifests itself in the way that they deal with their clients. In other words, whether it's head office or the RSM team, the way that they deal with their clients has got that touch of humanity that separates and differentiates them from the word corporate. The way that they deal with their supporters in the industry, whether it's me, Ashley, Sheila, all the other consultants and trainers who love working with Practice Plan. Why do we do that? We do that because they treat us with respect, and they treat us and embrace us as part of that family spirit. And I think it's a wonderful thing, and I also think that in my 22 years in dentistry, I've probably only seen 2 or 3 organisations that have been able to capture that and make it an essential part of their message and an essential part of their service. So I'm not going to give you some great technical argument as to why a Practice Plan might be any better than any other. What I'm going to share with you from the heart is that it's a fantastic community to be a part of, and it's a community in which people grow, and it's helped me to grow my practice over the years, and it can help you to grow your practice as well.